You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
The Chicago Bears are officially back. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of KIEQ on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, make sure you also do me a huge favor by also hitting the like button on today's episode of KIEQ on the Mic. So, Bears fans, how are we feeling today? The whole gang is back together at Halas Hall as the Chicago Bears veterans have officially reported to Chicago Bears training camp. And just to break it down for you guys, today the players will go through their initial check-ins. That means going through player physicals, and they'll even have their conditioning test later on today as well. And I do know personally that head coach Matt Eberflus always challenges the guys to come back ready to go and in shape. So I know the guys will be looking forward to that conditioning test as well. And just let you guys know, the first practice will be held tomorrow at Halas Hall. So Bears fans, comment down below, bear down, if you guys are excited for Chicago Bears training camp. And also let me know if you're actually going to be attending a Chicago Bears training camp practice as well. Bears fans, we also got to hear from a couple of different people today during press conferences that included Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles, DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, and Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, and TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds also spoke with the media today. Some things that really caught my attention, Bears fans, during these press conferences, especially if you missed it, is this. According to Matt Eberflus, the first padded practice for the Chicago Bears during training camp will be next Saturday, July 27th. I absolutely love when the pads come on. I believe NFL teams during training camp get 4 padded practices during training camp, during the preseason period. Absolutely love when the pads come on. I know that the guys are going to love when the pads come on. I think that's going to up the ante a little bit. Guys are going to be pumped. Guys are going to be extra competitive that day. I absolutely love to see the footage of guys competing in pads for the very first time during training camp. Ryan Poles also mentioned that he feels really good about both the offensive line and D-line going in to training camp. He mentioned that he's excited to see the young tackles in Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones and see how much they have developed over the offseason. And then going over to the defensive side, he's excited to see Austin Booker and some of those young defensive ends that they picked up during the offseason as well. That does not mean that the Chicago Bears are not going to add to the O-line or D-line. There's obviously still a whole bunch of rumors that the Chicago Bears could very well add a defensive end, maybe a couple of weeks into training camp. Even on the offensive line, that they could possibly add a guy like Connor Williams as well, maybe a couple of weeks into training camp. I personally think, Bears fans, that Ryan Poles is waiting to see these guys practice, see these guys possibly in pads as well, until he makes a final decision if he wants to add a DN or offensive lineman to the Chicago Bears roster. So stay tuned for that. We all know that Ryan Poles is always working to make the Chicago Bears roster better. Cole Kmet actually discussed how he wants the offense to hit the ground running. He actually said this during his press conference, Bears fans. We got to get this thing going quickly. There's not going to be time to kind of meander through this thing. DJ Moore obviously agreed with tight end Cole Kmet. After he said that, DJ Moore made a kind of a joke saying, tomorrow, we need to get this thing going as soon as tomorrow. This will take time. I think with having a new quarterback, especially a rookie in Caleb Williams, they still got to create that connection, that chemistry, and things will go day by day. They will get better day by day as well. As long as they're on the same page, as long as they are putting in the work and stacking these good practices, this offense will hit the ground running. Probably not right away, but a couple weeks in, you'll definitely see the development, not only from Caleb Williams, but the connection that he has with guys like Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and even Rome Odunze. But Bears fans, like always, we talked about it all offseason long. Shout out to Ryan Poles, because on paper, this offense is absolutely lethal, and it really all depends on how fast rookie quarterback Caleb Williams can catch on, not only with this offense, but creating that connection and chemistry with Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and the other players that we have on this offense. The good news, Bears fans, is that Caleb Williams, during the offseason, during their time away prior to coming back for training camp, did sound like he did meet up with some of his offensive weapons on the Chicago Bears roster. So even when they were away, they were still creating that connection, that chemistry prior to coming back to training camp. So once again, Bears fans, when Caleb Williams can finally get up to speed with the Shane Waldron-led offense here in Chicago, I think that's when the Chicago Bears offense will really take off. Bears fans, now moving on to quarterback Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is excited to get to work and even stated that any reps are valuable when talking about preseason reps, and also mentioned that practicing against the Bears defense is just as valuable. I think that's not only going to get Caleb Williams ready, but that's going to get the Chicago Bears offense as a whole ready going against, to me, a very good defense that we have here in Chicago. You know, Matt Eberflus and the other defensive coaches on that side of the football are going to challenge Caleb Williams every single day, and it's going to prepare him. It's going to take him a long way. It's going to prepare him for whatever other opposing defenses throw at him on Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays, and whenever they have games, right? He's going to be prepared because of how many veterans over there that are going to challenge him, and guys like TJ Edwards, right? Tremaine Edmonds, Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat coming at you every single day at practice. I know that Caleb Williams is not shying away from that and that competition because he understands that that Chicago Bears defense is only going to make him better. I personally hope that Matt Eberflus gives Caleb Williams as many reps as possible. Obviously, he's already the day one starter as soon as week one against the Tennessee Titans. So I hope they don't hold him back too much. I understand you don't want to risk him getting injured or anything, but hopefully they are smart about how many reps he gets so he can get comfortable with the speed of NFL going into that week one matchup against the Tennessee Titans. Once again, I do agree with Caleb Williams as well, as that going against that Chicago Bears defense every day in practice will also get him prepared for the regular season as well. So once again, Bears fans, the Chicago Bears are officially back. The first day of practice is tomorrow at Halas Hall. And I am super pumped that we are one day closer to actually watching Chicago Bears football once again. They will be in the Hall of Fame game against the Houston Texans on August 1st. So now the Bears are preparing for that game against the Houston Texans. Don't forget that they do have an extra preseason game because of the Hall of Fame game. Obviously, that's going to be a special moment to be a Bears fan, as Devin Hester and Steve McMichael are getting inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's going to be an exciting time to be a Chicago Bears fan as well. But once again, Bears fans, comment down below on a scale of 1 to 10 on how excited you guys are that the Chicago Bears are officially back. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of KIEQ on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to KIEQ on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.